Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Morning Leap for Monday, August the 31st, 2015. This is the last day of the month. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. If you're interested in finding out more information about our room, each day we come together each morning and take a look at the market, macro to the micro, structure, etc., and then we drill down to determine where our trade levels are and what our targets are going to be and what our hypotheses are. If you're interested, give me an email at quantumleaptrading@gmail.com or send me or call me on my cell, 647-545-8065. I have to apologize. I've been up most of the night trading, so I'm a little tired right now. Let's get the disclaimer out of the way. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand the knowledge of the business trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. Only you are responsible for trades or investment decisions to make. Trading futures or any instrument involves risk loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than the initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence and your own risk metrics. Okay, so let's talk about where we are on the last day of the month. So right now we've had a low on the month of 1831. We've come off of that pretty strong. We have not gotten up to the 61.8% retracement, but we have come up 50%. 61 is up at 1999 and a quarter. Our 20 SMA is up here above 1985. Now currently we are trading just below Friday's range. And we have to consider critical mass. Critical mass is a concept that once you get to a point where there's no possible way that the month can be positive or negative, in this circumstance, there's no way the month is going to end up as a positive month because we'd have to have over 100-point move today, and our average 20-day ATR is running at 41.45. So the likelihood is that we are going to end up with a negative month. Now, when that happens, a lot of times you'll get capitulation by one side. This side, in this circumstance, would be the buyers. And the buyers just might step away today and let the bears have their way, which means we could see some more downward movement. I'm thinking that it's going to be very important this morning whether or not we open up outside of range and outside of value. If we do, I'd be looking for an open drive on the open down to at least the 64. And that's why one of the reasons why I think my swing position I started to try to build last night is in jeopardy. My Theo right now is down at 1955. I've got my stop just above the 64 at 65 and a quarter, but below this CLVN. So I'm hoping that we hold inside of this distribution here, get inside of Friday and come up and get over the 74.50. That I think will give me some breathing room. But I'm going to still try to work this position as long as we're above the 66.50. And even though I'm in danger of giving up about 5 points if we came down from here, but I have to think in terms of the bigger picture for swing trading. So let's start and take a look at our macro to micro. Like I said, the month 20 SMA is up here at 87, 88 area. We're currently below it. We have violated the trend. We've lost some slope and some separation. So the trend is in danger, and certainly the month is going to end up as a negative month unless we get some Hail Mary rally that takes us up and into the 2000s, which I very much doubt. We're going to end up with a negative month. We also are now still in a bear year. We're below the year open at 2055, so our year has now got us into a bearish year. If anybody has the stat on what the probability, what the percentages are of a positive or a negative year going into an election year, if they could share that with me. I tried to find it. I know I have it written down somewhere, but I can't find it. But anyway, the slope has been negated on the monthly. On the weekly, we've got a possible FUBAR Mr. Sneaky. Now, it's only Monday, so we still have a lot of time and we got a lot of move. We could make even to the downside and still have the Mr. Sneaky, but we do have a FUBAR tech gap with a possible Mr. Sneaky setting up. So I'm anticipating sideways rotation and upward on the weekly, but we are still in a downward trend. We haven't closed the gap against the 9 yet. But again, this is on a bigger picture. Going down to the daily, we've already had the FUBAR tech gap, Mr. Sneaky, and the tech gap has been closed. And since we've rejected the 9 and we're closing, we're still below the 9 on the daily. We got above the 9 on Friday, but now we're below it again, and we still have this start of a downward trend on the daily. On the intraday, going down into the current session, you can see that we've got a bit of an upward trend, but it's stalled out and we're going sideways, and we're currently trading between the 9 and the 20. So we've got some consolidation going on right here. We do have a naked cross down on the 4-hour down here in the 1915 area, 1915, 1916 area, which could bring us down for some further rotation down if we get the capitulation that is possible today. Going to the 1-hour, okay, we have a naked cross above us. So we had this this downward trend starting. They had a tech gap, Mr. Sneaky. They closed that up, and now we're currently trading below the 9 and the 20. We don't have a lot of slope and separation to the downside, but this is still a possible start of a downward trend right now on the 1-hour. Going to the 30-minute, consolidation, trading between the 9 and the 20, and then going down to the 5-minute, you can see that we do have a start of a trend down, and a retest and a close of the tech gap will bring us back up into the 71.25 area. We do have naked crosses above us on the 5-minute at 73.25, on the 30-minute at 80, on the 15-minute at 80.25. So I mean, we do have possibilities to the upside and the downside. As I was pointing out just prior to starting the session, we have a very nice bell curve from Friday. Our POC is 1981.25, but we've got Thursday's value POC down here at 66.50. It's right there at that CLVN, and below that, our value area, if we're currently trading inside of Thursday's value area, if we're looking for a destination trade based on value, we've got this 1960 value area low from Thursday. But then if you look above us, okay, our value area low is right here at 76 from the 21st with this naked POC at 1995.25. So, a 1995.25 and 1995.25 is the 50% retracement of the significant breakout candle as well. So, it's a coin flip. It's looking like we're going to get a push lower this morning, and that's how I'm feeling right now, simply because we're below value and below range, and we've got some targets, significant targets below us. But it doesn't mean that we can't rally off of one of these points and come back into Friday to test that naked POC and the naked VPOC, which is up at 82. So taking a look at the overnight, I know it's crazy, isn't it? Just, or not taking a look at the overnight. Let's take a look at the bigger picture. 58 to me is still a key line in the sand, with the next one being down at 49.50. These two levels are very, very crucial for us to hold. Otherwise, we get a bigger move down and get back into value of the 3-day micro composite from that move down for the month low down here at 31, and getting back into this value area from 41.25 and 1892.75. The 3-day microcomposite VPOC is down here at 1933. If we break 49.50, I would, really strongly suggest you get short into that, 33 at least, if not more. Because I don't think that if we hold that level, that you're going to find much support below us until we get down into, at least to the 41, and that's still a nice trade. But I really think it's got to be, coming down to this 33 area below us, and then we just sort of chop around in this area with a, with a downside bias to it. If we can hold above the 58, then I think we're going to find some rotation in this area. It is the last day of the month, so it could be a light trading day. But again, we have to wait and see if we see critical mass and the bears want to step on it and rip us below that 49 and back into the prior microcomposite. 66.50, I'm hoping that holds. I've got my stop right now at 65.25, and if this holds and we can get back above the 74.50, then we've got a pretty good probability that we're going to rotate back up through to take out that naked POC at 81.25 and the naked VPOC at 82, and hopefully get some continuation and go up and take out those targets. Remember, we still have the head and shoulder target, the 61.8 extension up at 1995. Our head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulder pattern doesn't get violated until we get below 1875. So there's lots of room for oscillation, for the next week or so, for that pattern to remain valid. So let's take a look at the overnight. Where's my overnight? Oh, right there. All right, so our overnight low, 59.25. We got our overnight high all the way up at 1987.75. Basically our open and that 20 some odd point drop that we had right off the open. I caught some of that to the downside. What we got, 87.75, and then our current POC rate, VPOC, Globex VPOC is at 1972. And there's a zipper area above us, and it starts at the CLVN at 77.75. So I'm going to put an LVN right there, because if we get above the 70.75, there's a couple things. We're inside of value, we're above the open on Friday, and we're above the CLVN, and we've got this zipper area that we're likely to move through pretty quick. And I think we get a quick pop up into the 82, if not all the way through to 84, the value area high from Friday. So let's, how are we going to trade this? Well, right now I'm hoping to catch all, dips to the long side to help build my Theo. I'm trying to get my Theo down below this 49.50 for my swing trade, and I still got another 6+ points I got to build to get the Theo down there. But obviously an important level to us in a trade area is going to be this 71.50. Let me just bring this so we can, and that's the value area, I'm sorry, the range low. And then to the downside, below that, you've got the 69.25, but it's pretty tight, to use as a target, but certainly would be where you'd want to be funded if you took the short below 71.50. And then we've got the, the 66.50, which is very important to me. If we don't hold that, then I think we're going to come down and take out this naked VPOC at 64. We've got the naked POC at 66. Is it at 66? 66.50. So that's right there at that CLVN as well. So hopefully we bounce from there and we hold. Below that, then you've got to the downside, you really don't have anything. I had the 61.50 area, but it's not valid anymore. And this is what's our overnight low? Our overnight low is 59.25, and then of course this 58 as our key line in the sand. Below that, you've got this 55 CHVN, 55.25 to be exact. And then below that, you've got the 52.25, and then I can spell or type. This should be break, not back. For the break of the, of below that 49, and then I'm looking for them to come down. And the first target that I would have below us would be 44. Actually, I'm going to use 44.25 because that is what, a range low or a range high? Range low. All right, and then below that, you've got the 41. Naked close at 38, the 37, and then you've got this 33, 34 area. I'm going to use 33. This is the next big target below. And then once we're, down here, this is not valid. You've got a lot of undetermined fair value in this area, and I think that we're going to see a lot of chop in this area once we get back down here with 32, 50, 33, 28. $22.75. There's a little CLVN right here at $26.75. Then you got the $22.75. CLVN at $20.75, $19.17, $13. Remember, we have a naked cross at $16.25. That's on the 4-hour. And then, of course, anything below in this wick here, I think we come all the way down into the 1800s and at least test the 1900. And below that, the first big target below is going to be down here at this 84.25 area. 95.75 would be your first target below 1900. And then above, I'd be looking for a move into this 74.50 as the first resistance above us right now. And then above that, your target would be the IB low at 75.25. Then you've got 79 area, 79.50, but I'd be using the value area low, but I would wait until you're above the LVN. So this is going to be a bit of a trade area. You don't want to short until you're below 76, 75. You don't want to get long until you're above 77, 75. And then above that, you've got the 79.50. The 2-day microcomposite VPOC here is 82, and that also happens to be the value area, the VPOC from Friday. But you've got this VWAP here at 81, and remember 81.25 is the POC, so the point of control for market profile. So I'd be putting a target and a possible trade zone here, because if we don't bounce down off of that, find responsive sellers there, then I think we're going to pop up through to the 82. And then I think if we're in the value area, you really have to be looking for a destination trade up into this 84. Above 84, test of 85. 85.50, and then above that, a takeout of the overnight high. They're going to be very important if we leave this overnight low all the way down here at 59 and we get back inside a range. We're likely going to get a month-end rally up to take out the overnight high, take out the naked close at 88.75, and then test these upper levels with 91 being a trade area. Above 91, there is a 92.25, but it's pretty tight. I'm actually going to use 93.25 because that's the CHVN, but really I'm looking for this 95 with continuation up with a little bit of resistance up at 97.50, but there's really not much to hold us down once we get up here. And I'd be looking for a test of the 2000s and taking out of that 99.25 and the 61.8 retracement from the flush to 1831. And then above that, above 2000s, you've got two, I'm going to use 175. 175, 4.25. This is no longer valid. And then a little bit of resistance coming in at that 08.75. And then the big target above us still is the 1150 area. We still have, that's where the microcomposite VPOC is for that longer term value area that goes up to 2049 and down to 1987.50. Other than that, I don't think we're going to get much higher than anything. There's a measured move still up to 2033. But again, I think we're going to have a tighter range today. The ranges are starting to compress. The 41 or the 20-day ATR targets are low off the night, which is 1959.25, and then 41.45. So our upside ATR target today is at 2000. and then off of the high overnight, which was 1987.75, our downside ATR target is 1946.30. So I'm going to put it at 46.50. The preferences. All right, so that's the levels I'm looking at. My main hypothesis is we open up inside of range, but outside of value, is to test that value first, and then if we accept it and get back inside of value, a slow grind up into 82 and 84 and the takeout of the overnight high. If my secondary hypothesis, if we open up inside of range but below value, then we either come down and test this 71.50 and fail right off the bat and get a rip down to 64, or we come up and reject the value area low and then come back through and break 71, and then we go. I think if we don't hold the range, we are going to test the 66.50 area. And then again, you know, if we break that 64, and I think we see the overnight low taken out and a move down to test that 58. Those are my my two main hypotheses. You know, we could very easily, you know, get stuck in this wick right here and just chop around in this 69 to 74.50, or I'm sorry, 77.75 for a bit this morning before we get any movement. But I'm expecting either move down into the 58 or move up into the 87s and 90s. In terms of gold, not going to touch gold today at all. We're we're in this 4-day balance area with value here at 25. I still see some weakness now coming in gold. This is a strong move off of that sharp rally up. And I think we're going to at least come down and test this 11.1650, possibly even the 11.12. And if we get below that, I think we're going to test 1100 again, and the low of this range right here. Okay, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.